Okay. It is the Faithfully Fit. What's the date? June 28th, team call. And I'm super, super psyched at the hard work and the time that's gone in with Elyssa and Kara, who are leading us tonight. So we are skipping announcements and recognition. We're saving that for another time. So you guys have the floor. So thank you guys for what you've done to help educate us. And I got my notebook ready and I'm ready to take some notes.
Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. I don't always get a chance to I usually have to listen to the recording because I don't have internet in my house up on Mount Crumpet. So I'm super excited to be here with you guys today and to get a break from my hubby after surgery. You know how men can be a little dramatic. So this is my nice little hour break to be with all of you. So Elyssa and I have been working hard, and we chose to kind of study Anita Myron. I don't know if any of you have checked her out. She's a pretty rock star coach. So I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully I can do this well. Can we see it?
Yep.
How's that? Good? Okay. So we looked into Anita Myron, and she is awesome in so many different ways. I was sort of attracted to her just because she has been through so much in life, and kind of similar to us. We've kind of battled own things in our life, from miscarriages to infertility to dealing with divorces and things like that. And similar to Anita, she actually delivered 2 stillborn babies within a year and still shows up every day. So she just inspires me. So I was kind of attracted to her in that way, and Elyssa jumped on board with it, and we both started taking a look at her, and we noticed that she goes live a lot. So we can learn so much from her, but one of the things that we thought that we could take a look at was how she goes live. So we just zoned in on all of her live videos and took away things that she does when she goes live and thought that we would share them with you today. And so we kind of looked at her, she goes live, how long her videos are when she goes live, what topics she chooses when she goes live, what she does after she does a live video. And we're going to share those things with you today. Elyssa and I are also very afraid to go live. So we're going to be eating a bunch of frogs with you guys today. I always get pumped up when I listen to these calls, and I tell myself I'm going to do this, 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 and this after the calls, and then I sometimes fall short. So maybe you're sort of like that, with it, really pumped up after team call, and you set all these goals, and then you don't meet all of them because you get afraid, or you say you're going to do it, and then you're like, well, actually, I'm going to unload the dishwasher instead. So my goal for you by the end of our little call here tonight is that you set a goal for yourself for how many times you're going to go live within the next 7 days. Whether it's 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, whatever goal you set for yourself. I don't want you to say, I'm going to try to go live 3 times. I want you to say, I will go live 3 times, or I will go live 2 times. So try to, by the time we get to the end, think to yourself, what's my goal for how many times I want to go live within the next 7 days? So that is why we chose our friend Anita. She's a real cool cat. So the first thing is how she comes up with her live topics. So she actually often comes up with her live topics right in the middle of doing a workout. And some of her live videos, she literally stops right in the middle of the workout, sweat, dripping, drenched in all, and does a live video. And it kind of reminds me of Heidi, because Heidi does this a lot. So I'm going to kind of pull her out and give her a little congratulations. Heidi stops in the middle of her workouts too sometimes and does live videos. Sometimes I haven't really noticed that Anita continues the workout. She usually is giving some type of tidbit. But I think it's so cool when she does that, because when the sweat is dripping off of her and she's out of breath, I kind of feel like the endorphins are flying into social media, and she's showing that she's not fake or a fraud, and that she's being like a product of the product, and saying that she's asking other people to do along with her. So I think it's kind of cool that she stops midway through a workout, but she gets a lot of her ideas while she's working out about what she wants to do for a live video. but I think that was everything I had for that. So if you get courageous enough in the middle of your sweaty workout and you want to pause to try to do a live video, it's a great way to get people to see that you're not just throwing water on yourself and taking pretend sweaty selfies. And so that brings us to our next one. We kind of studied duration of her videos. Elyssa?
All right. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
I don't know why you can't see me anymore. I apologize. Of course, at the last minute, I'm on my iPad and my computer, and there's no video. So
I see you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Yeah. So one of them's working. Excellent. Okay. So Anita Myron does a lot of her videos, and a lot of her average time is about 7 to 8 minutes. And if she goes longer than that, it's usually for a team call or a team training. But when she does go live, it's usually within that time frame. And we've found that most of the time, your attention span is just about 7 minutes. So if you go longer than that, you want to make sure that your audience is really fully there. Like when you're going live, you can see how many viewers you have in that little icon that says, people who have jumped on. So if you stay on longer than that, you want to just make sure that you've got people that aren't kind of dropping off. So that's one of the things to watch when you're going live. And we were doing a lot of this research. There's a lot of different numbers about how long you should actually be live. Some people say short, quick, to the point, and Anita's, again, is about 7 minutes, but then a lot of people say the longer you're on, the more time you have to get more people engaged, more people to jump on because they realize that you're going live. So I think it really comes down to the numbers of viewers that are watching you. So again, it's active engagement and people commenting or giving you the thumbs up or the little hearts or actually asking you questions. So duration, I think, really depends on what you're talking about and how your audience is interacting with you. So.
Awesome. And just to kind of tag on to you, Elyssa, I meant to mention this when we first started. Like, we really zoned in on Anita and the things that Anita does, but that's not to say that that's going to be what's comfortable for you or that's what's going to work for you. She's obviously very successful, so we can take these tips and we can utilize them because they're working. But I think that it's okay to walk away from this and know that, like, you don't have to have a live video that's exactly 7 minutes long. So it could be, shorter. I think it's just a good idea to pay attention to what she's doing and what's working for her since she's so successful.
Absolutely.
Are you finished, Elyssa?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so we also watched a ton of Anita's videos to just see like what her topics were. And I just think that she is authentic and real. She's not fake. You can tell that like some of her videos it's not like it's rehearsed, Sometimes I feel like I need to go into a live video with a script, but you really don't have to. So some of her topics were things like, she did one on Ant Flow, that special time of the month that we have. And Elyssa and I both thought it was kind of cool because she put a disclaimer on there that you didn't have to watch it if you thought you were going to be uncomfortable. But we thought that by her putting a disclaimer on her live video and saying that people didn't have to watch it if they weren't comfortable might make people more curious and want to click on it anyway. So it kind of maybe had a reverse, effect for her anyway. But she does things like, exercising, while you're having your time of the month, which might be something that's uncomfortable, but people watched it. Lots of people watched it. She also did such simple live videos. So she actually did one on how to clean her blender. So the video was quick and short. She actually she took her blender and she put soapy water in her blender, put her blender back on and turned it on, and it cleaned with the soap and water swishing around in it. But it was so simple. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm cleaning my Ninja like that from now on. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then she also does topics that we're used to also going live for. with coaching things such as like no excuses, working out even if you're sore. And then I didn't put it on here, but she was a very, very heavy smoker. She smoked for a lot of years. I forget how many she said, but she even did a live video on her getting over being a smoker and the effects that being a heavy smoker had been on her, like when she was trying to get healthy and stuff like that. So I feel like we can even take some of your own personal struggles, whether it was that you were a smoker or whether it was that you were a heavy drinker or whether, you were infertile or, different things that are kind of touchy subjects. If you get to a place where you feel comfortable that you can talk about a certain aspect of it that's going to help people, I think that one that she did on smoking was really powerful. And then, of course, add value. So a lot of her videos that she did were all things that could help improve some aspect of someone's life. And so we've had a lot of conversations about that, how to make sure that the posts that you're doing and the live videos that you're doing are adding value in some way to a viewer's life. So those were just some of the things that she does for her going live topics. So hopefully that could give you some ideas of topics that you can choose. Maybe you clean your blender in a really awesome rock star way, and that's going to be your live video this coming week. Or even at the end of this, we thought we could share out some of the live video topics that you've come up with to help also. So keep that in mind for the end of the call.
Cool. Good. All right. We also wanted to talk about where and how to go live. Anita is really good about being a product of the product. So she will talk from her office when she's got her coach side on, and she has a designated space in her house that is her office, so that she shows her serious business side, as well as, she's been in her kitchen and she's done the how to clean your blender. She's shown how she makes her Shakeology, her different flavors, what she throws in the blender. She's also done a funny one where she puts her phone, she's in the kitchen again, and she's showing all the different performance lines, and she pulls them out and she looks at them, and half of them she's like, okay, what's this one? And she's like literally like reading the labels right off of it. So she keeps it real. She's very honest about what she's doing. She does a lot of her videos from her gym. So she's really showing that she's a coach. She's a business owner. She's drinking the Shakeology. She's in with the performance line. But she also has done a lot of things with her family. There's a great video that she does that she's showing her family, and they're doing the Michael Jackson Thriller move. So they're like doing the whole movements and everything. So she just keeps it real. She's very honest, authentic. That's really important when you're going live, because you want people to see the real you, and that you want people to get to know you, because that's how they're going to put trust and faith in you. And they're ultimately going to say, well, if I'm willing to make this leap of faith and, either change up my health and my fitness, then I want to really trust the person, and they're not just selling me a bill of goods. So you really want to be, just share the things. And when you go live, all kinds of things can happen. I done a video live, and I was outside, and like all these loud trucks were going by. So where you go live, sometimes when you're using your camera, flip the camera around so people see where you actually are. So you're not always in the same place. Like when I was first brave enough to actually do my live videos, I was always in my car because that was my little safe place. But you want to change up where you're doing your live videos so that people see you. You're either in your office, you're in your gym, you're in your kitchen. You're doing those things that are really showing off the products and what you believe in. And videos are really important because they say that 80% of engagement happens more so with videos versus than just doing a post. And 40% of your videos are shared more frequently than just a post. So it's important where and when you go live and how you change it up, because people get really curious. Oh, what are you going to do today? How are you going to change it up? So just keep it real, keep people guessing. And it's a lot of fun. I mean, I'm kind of getting over the fear factor of it, but Anita's really good about just getting in and getting it done. She, you know, some of her videos are longer and some are shorter, but she always has a message in them. So.
And I thought it was pretty cool. I think it was Juliet who got on the Poach page a while earlier and shared about how she's been including her children in her workouts and including that in her live video. And so that kind of goes along with how Anita shares like her family time and things like that. So if your kids are, you know, a part of your meal planning or you're working out or, you know, even something fun like Michael Jackson's Thriller dance moves, like include your kids in your live videos if you feel comfortable with that, because it has an impact on the people who are watching. They're like, oh, my children can meal prep. They can cut things up with me. Oh, my children can do some of these workouts too. Cool. And kind of gets them curious and engaged.
Absolutely.
So this was a fun thing to do, was to really analyze Anita's live videos for what she names them. And so every single time that Anita goes live, she actually types live with Anita at the where you can type in before it does the countdown, 3, 2, 1 or whatever. She puts live with Anita. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Like if there's a saying or something that you want to put kind of at the beginning every single time, so that your viewers are like, oh, that person's going live again, because it's just like triggers them to with a saying that they know you by. And then she always introduces herself and says the day of the week. Elyssa and I were kind of laughing about this. We were like, why does she tell everybody the day of the week? So we weren't really sure why. Like she gets on and she'll say Anita, whatever, and she's like, it's Tuesday. And so I'm not, if there's like a reason why she does that, Elyssa and I aren't really sure. But feel free to let people know. Hopefully they know what day of the week it is. Maybe not. Maybe it's for like we thought maybe it's when people go back and watch live video if they didn't watch it right then and there. But then we also noticed how Anita was labeling her live videos. And Alyssa's daughter actually helped us out because, she's, how old is she now, Elyssa? 13?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's 13. She's, knows all these savvy phrases. So Elyssa helped us out to know that it's called clickbait. So if you label your live video something that is going to make someone curious, and like you're not giving away exactly what your video is about, so you get more clicks, it's called clickbait. We didn't know that when we were getting everything ready. Alyssa's daughter informed us that you want your topic to be something that's clickbait. So keep that in mind. And we kind of thought about Ashley and Heidi in these circumstances. Ashley did a live video called Not That F Word, which we were like, that's definitely clickbait, because people are going to be like, what? Ashley's swearing on social media. And then she also did another live video with her hubby that was supposed to be a big announcement. I myself was guilty. I thought she was pregnant again. But she did a cool thing there that would make people click on her live video that you didn't really know what they were going to be sharing. And then Elyssa and I were laughing about the time that Heidi did a live video and she was actually like eating a bag of pretzels instead of working out and like shouting to the kids and like making them think that she was actually working out, but she was really munching down on her pretzels. But she had a cool title for that live video also. So whenever you go to type in whatever your topic is going to be for your live video, don't give it away. Like make it something that's interesting and intriguing so that you're going to have people click on it so that they can find out what it is that you're actually talking about. Then you'll get more views and more hits basically. So start thinking about your clickbait.
Yeah, I love that. Love it when your 13-year-old shows you up.
Yeah.
All right. So things that happen after you go on and you do your live video. There's a lot of discussion about where you do your live videos. If you post them to your personal page or to your like page, and I don't have a like page yet. I only do them on my personal page, but Anita does them on her like page, and she has much more engagement on that because she's able to, and a lot of you probably know this, but you can follow how many people track your videos, when they jump on, how long they stay on, what their demographics are. So there's a lot of feedback that you can get from the videos that you've actually posted to your like page. And another really great thing to do is follow up on all of the comments, anybody who's liked your videos, because the more you comment on any of the questions, any of the comments that have been done during the live video will re-bump that video feed. So anytime that you've got any kinds of questions that come up, or somebody likes it, say, oh, thanks for commenting, or this is a great question, and I said I would get back to you, here it is. Because every time it comes up, you're getting more and more views, and potentially more people are sharing that. And again, the more that it gets out there, obviously, the better. So you really want to make sure that you are really, closing the loop and making sure that any questions that are out there, say, oh, I'll get back to you, comment to the whole group, because then it just resurfaces and keeps bringing it back. What else? Let's see.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
Yeah. Where do you find that information? The information on who watches it and how long they watched it?
That, when I was looking at it, it has to be on your like page, but then when you go into it, it's, where did I write down my notes on that? Let's see. I have to find it. There's a good thing for me to get back to you on, but you
That's
can
okay.
actually go into, on the like page, there's a spot that has something about video. I'll have to look at it again, because since I don't know exactly how that works on the like page, because I don't have it, but I will get back to you. But it tells you some great things about actually how long people stayed on, if they either drop off after 10 seconds, or what the full length, the duration of how long they watch the video, what their demographics are. It's some really great information that is in there, and it's available, and it's just tapping into that to see, all right, are people staying on for 4 minutes? Are they staying on for 10 minutes? Are they, are they jumping on and jumping off? So I will get back to the group on that, and I will find it, because it was all new.
It's in an insights page. Like all like pages have an insights tab, and you can click on that and see the info. But I don't think most people on this call tonight have a like page. So if you're talking about like your personal page, when you're done with your live video, when you go back to watch it, it gives you like a little barometer to show you the amount of viewers that you had during the live feed, so that you can go back and at least see, like most of the time for me, I have a lot of people in the first 2 minutes, and then they drop off, and then I have a lot of people like minute 4 to 5. So it kind of ties back into what you girls were saying, like 7 minutes is really like the max that you want to go, because if you do them long enough, you can see really how long you're keeping your audience engaged, but you can't see that until after the call's been recorded live.
And it's a very good point, Tracy, that people, when you first start out your video, a lot of people say to give it a few seconds so that people kind of jump on. A lot of times, if you share and say, follow me, so that you'll get notifications when I go live, so that when you get on, if you kind of, not that you're kind of like, let's see who comes on, but if you kind of stall subtly and wait until a few people jump on, then your viewership's going to go up. So if you wait for those like first 15, 20 seconds as people are starting to get on, then you're going to have a higher audience. And you can also say at the end of your video, please follow me, so that you'll know when I'm going on live. That also obviously helps boost you, but it's a good way to kind of keep a following. So that's a good way to kind of promote yourself, but say, follow me, I'm going to be on again, follow me daily or follow me weekly. But it's a good way just to keep people interested in what you're doing. And again, just kind of keeping that interest of changing it up enough that people aren't saying, oh, she's talking about the same thing every day. But everybody in this group is really good with their variety of things that they do and following up people. But for those of us who are newer to the live, it's still swallowing that frog and getting it and just getting it done. So, yeah.
Hey, I was going to say that I remember hearing Shalene Johnson say one time, always stuck in my head. She said, you earn your length, meaning as you get more and more followers and more people wanting to jump on your live videos, you're able to stay on longer because people will stay on longer. And that's how, like, for example, she'll do a live video for like 30, 45 minutes. It's crazy. But so many people want to listen to what she has to say. Obviously, she's like earned the right. So I always think about that. Like, have I really earned the length? Probably not, you know? So I have to do it more consistently and make sure I'm adding the value as much as possible. Otherwise, you know, people get tired of it. And I was going to tell you also that and I think Juliet said the same thing. The most views I've ever gotten on a workout video, so whether it was live or whether it was pick, play, post, was with my kids. Any of the ones I've done with my kids, they get crazy amount of views and comments. So I just wanted to echo what you said about when Juliet did it with her kids. I guess it's just moms looking at it going, oh my gosh, I never thought that I thought about having my kids do this with me. Like, that's a way for me to get my workout in. For some people, not for everybody. So anyway, just wanted to mention that because I totally noticed that and couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, that it attracts so many more people.
Absolutely. Well, our last segment is basically questions that if you have for us or anybody in the group, or also questions that we kind of had for the group also, because we're learning right alongside you. So some of you don't have a like page yet, because we weren't sure, like, should you be going live on your personal page or your like page? Thanks to my friend Heidi, she just taught me how you can actually share a video from your personal page to your like page. So that's helped me a little bit. I don't know, Tracy, if you have any. Do you normally go live on your personal page?
So I've been experimenting lots of different ways with that. So I used to just go live on my personal page. And the last 2 weeks I've been going live on my like page and then sharing it on my personal page. And it's actually driving more traffic to my like page.
Okay.
And then I'm also using Instagram stories. So like, I had a breakup with Snapchat. Sorry, Dina, I broke up with them. Maybe I'll come back on and summit, but it just like, I feel like you have to sometimes keep it very narrow. And I was all over the place and I was getting frustrated that, like, okay, I'm about ready to have this family moment. Hold on, I got to get my Facebook post up. Oh, hold on, now I got to go Instagram stories. Hold on, now I got to do Snapchat. I was like, this is ridiculous. So I was just getting 7 times more views on my Instagram stories than Snapchat. But Snapchat's not going away. But, you know, I'm also not attracting millennials who are like 70% of Snapchat right now. You know, the moms just aren't quite on there. When my kids are in their teenage years, then the moms that I think I attract will be on Snapchat. So I've tried it a million different ways. I'm really trying to work on my like page and building an audience there, which means I need to be going live there. And so if I share that to my personal page, I'm not going to get as many as my personal page viewers, but something's got to give.
Right. Yeah, we were curious about that. Because I mean, I know me personally, I've made a like page, but I'm trying to build like my number of likes there. So I was curious if that would, you know, bring more people to that page. We also talked about go live spontaneously, or let people know when you're going to go live so you can ask questions and get more interaction from your viewers, or just do a mix of both. We didn't observe that Anita like announced that she was going to be going live at a certain time. Most of hers were just spontaneous live videos. So I know that I think Ashley has let people know she was going to go live and answer questions. I think Heidi might have done that a time or two. I don't know if you guys have any input on that experience. I don't think Ashley's on right now. Heidi, did you have any experience with letting people know that you're going to go live?
Yeah, I mean, I will just say with Ashley just being, because I feel like she did such a good job with that. Because we kind of like planned it together, like we kind of like not planned it, brainstormed it together before she went live. And I think what was so good about it was she did, I guess, let people know several times, like over like maybe 2 or 3 days leading up to it. So I think that's the key, is like, hey, don't forget, I'm gonna be going live at this time. And so she marketed it like, and kind of dropped the hint a couple of times. Then when she did, the biggest fear you have is that if people don't have questions. And so like we came up with questions that we know are commonly asked questions. Just say, oh, here are all the questions I got over the last couple of days, whether she got questions or not. Does that make sense? So like you kind of want to be
Yes.
prepared for the worst case scenario if people don't have questions about it. And hers was about, I think it was she's done Ultimate Reset, but then she also did something else. What was it? I think about being a coach. So
Yeah.
she talked about questions about being a coach. And so she came up with them to fill the time, and it was awesome because they were the most commonly asked questions that we hear. So I think it's a matter of like marketing it the right way leading up to it if you're going to do that, and then being prepared with sample questions so that you're not sitting there going, so does anybody have any questions? And like nobody's asking questions, which would totally happen to me.
Right.
So
and people aren't going to know that whether you just came to the table with those questions or whether other people actually sent you those questions.
Exactly. And it starts, people start thinking about it as well. And the one thing I've also heard, and I don't know, maybe this is wrong, but I've also heard when you go live, like you're never supposed to be like, I'm just going to wait a little bit, until people jump on. Like you're never supposed to say those words, because they say most people listen to live videos after the fact. So if you're like watching a live video, like if I'm going to watch yours, and for the first like 20 seconds, I'm literally watching you just sitting there waiting for people to jump on. It's sort of annoying, and then you move on to somebody else.
Danielle and Tony did that. So Instagram Live, I'm so sorry to cut you off. I don't know if you guys are watching Instagram Lives now, which I have not actually done yet. But I was making dinner and I put my phone up and I was supposed to do personal development. And I was like, let me just see what Danielle's talking about for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. She was like, I'm just gonna wait for a minute for you guys to hop on. And she had her daughter with her. So she was like sort of corresponding with her daughter. But I thought the same thing, Heidi. I'm like, just get to it, because this was 4 hours ago and I don't know how to fast forward through this in Instagram Live. So I agree, like that, like when people do that, I'm out. I don't even know what her video was about. Like I'm out. I can't sit there and wait for it. So I think that's a great point.
I did it in my freemium that I'm doing right now. I've been going live every day, and I've did like a poll to see what time of day would work best for people in the freemium. And so yesterday, like I waited a minute or two, but I also had done a post saying, what questions do you have? And, comment here with questions before. And so some people commented. So it was, I gave it a minute just because, but that, I think I just did that because it was a group, not live for the general population.
Yeah.
That's
so
a really
like
good point.
They say you can stall a little bit just by like starting like, I'm so excited, I'm going to talk to you guys about this today. Like you can kind of stall by talking, but just sitting there, I just think you're losing your audience by waiting.
Wasting
anyway.
people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Attention span. You want to grab them and hold on to them. So if you're at least talking and making it at least somewhat relevant, I think that's okay. But if you're just kind of saying, oh, I'm going to wait a few minutes, and you're kind of like doing other things or checking your phone or other things, then you feel like, why am I sitting here watching that? I mean, you want to be relevant.
Yeah. And also be thinking that if you have a really good live video, like we don't always plan if they're going to be good or not, but if it's really good, you look back, you're like, wow, that was really good. You save it, always save it to your phone, and then you can repurpose it on your YouTube channel, and you can even use it in your challenge groups, freemiums, whatever may be. So if you're sitting there going, I'm just going to wait, for people to jump on, that's not like a great repurposed video for your YouTube channel, or for another reason. So that's why I always think like, I just want to get to it, because I'm thinking that I want to be able to use this again if I can, if it's a good topic, if it's about emotional eating or sleep or whatever. So that's another thing to think about.
I've also done, just to kind of piggyback off that, Heidi, I've also thought a lot about doing live videos for other things that I'm like have specialties in. So I've done live videos for like some parenting things and live videos for some teaching things, that have gotten a ton of views.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Compared
So
to
good.
like just, you can do health and fitness ones, but don't be afraid to do live videos on other things that like you feel comfortable or that you're an expert at. So like I've been teaching first grade I'm going into my 13th year. So like even this coming week, I thought, I could maybe do a live video on things that parents could be doing with their children over the summer.
Yes.
To kind of, you know what I mean? So it's not a health and fitness one, but it's probably going to get quite a bit of views, and it's going to attract attention to either my personal page or my like page. So think outside the box too. What are other things that you are in life? You're, a mother, a sister, or work in corporate America, or I think, Becca, you homeschool your children, like that you could do some awesome stuff, live videos for homeschooling children and things like that. So keep that in the back of your mind too.
Yep.
We had said at the beginning of the call to make a goal for how many times you want to go live per week. And of course, life does sometimes get in the way. So for example, I wanted to go live every single day last week just to kind of challenge myself. And I went live twice out of the 5 days. So I was kind of, frustrated with myself, but it's not like I didn't go live 0 days, So Tracy has said several times to try to plan your week on like Saturday or Sunday, which I think is really beneficial. Now, he said some of the live videos are going to be spontaneous, or you might get an idea while you're working out, but you could probably plan some of your live video topics on a Saturday or a Sunday for the next week. Because I feel like if you plan it, you're more likely to do it. If you don't plan it, you're like, no, maybe not. Maybe tomorrow, maybe never. Just the experience that I've had. If I have it planned out, I do it. If I don't have it planned out, I'll talk myself out of it. And then the last thing that we had on here was, do you need to introduce yourself with your level of qualifications? So Elyssa and I were noticing, not just with Anita, but with some other coaches who do live videos, they will sometimes introduce themselves and then say like, oh, I'm a 2-star diamond, or I'm a this or that. And Elyssa and I had a conversation that like, we didn't know if that seemed like intimidating, or I don't know, like maybe that would be better if you were doing like something for your coaches. I don't know how you guys feel about saying your qualifications, but some coaches do that.
So part of the reason that I cannot stand the training that we have now for new coaches is because when I was in a mastermind, we were told like every single video we did, we had to like introduce ourselves. And so every video in that training is like, hey, this is Tracy, 3-star diamond Beachbody coach. And I look back and I think that's so grotesque. I just want to be like, gross. Like, it's not like, I mean, yes, those are on my YouTube channel, but it just doesn't jive with how I am. I like to be like, hey, what's up? I don't feel like I need to add the credential. Now,
Okay.
with that being said, when I do go live on my like page, I will say, hey, everybody, it's Tracy Balderac, founder of Faithfully Fit, because they're viewing my like page. So I will just repeat the name of the team, but I'm not throwing out any credential, because if people want to know bad enough, they can find out, because it's listed everywhere else on my YouTube. So I don't know. It's just like, it's a personal thing. I think that you could argue pros and cons on each. But for me, I just find that it's just much more natural and organic. And I want it to be like we're having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, and it just formalizes it when it's like, I'm a 3-star, 5-star, 10-star, whatever.
I sometimes think that they probably don't even know what that means. So probably like, okay, she's a rock star. I don't. So those were just some questions that we had for the group. Does anybody have any questions right now? Elyssa and I might be able to help, but we have other really cool, talented friends on here as well.
No, I thought it was really good. Definitely some good things to think about.
Yeah, I agree. I need to keep being motivated to keep doing the live videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we were at Platinum Edge, you guys, in September, I forget the stat. I would have to go back and look at my phone because it's still in there. I took a screenshot of the billboard, but I think it was in the year 2019, Facebook will be 90% video. So
Wow.
it was some sort of a statistic where my jaw dropped open. I'll have to find it, but the point is that Facebook is look at what's happened just to Instagram in the last 6 months, right? Now you can, Instagram stories came out competing with Snapchat, and now all of a sudden you can go live on Instagram just like Facebook. It is going to video, where that's the way we're going to start connecting with people, is on whether or not they like you based on what you have to show them about yourself through video.
Yeah.
It is. Megan Jones and I were talking today, and she was like, it really is you document every single thing about your life, and people feel like they get a sneak behind the curtain and they want to know more. Whether it's how Anita cleans her blender, or whether it's I got my baby and my cup of coffee. Hey, you know what I'm saying? People just want a little bit more of a peek than they can get through pictures, because it's a voyeuristic society we live in, period.
Like reality TV, but it's all on social media.
It is.
Miss anything, latest and greatest.
Yeah, true. Awesome call, you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, everyone, for hopping on. Really appreciate it. Hold up with your hands how many live videos you're going to do this week. Give it to us. 1, 2. Woo, look at that.
Hold on. Can you unshare your screen for a minute?
Yes.
Y'all know what I'm going to do. Hold your number up.
Oh, you can't see me. Oh, no, you said
Dina, hold your number up. I'm sorry, do you have an itch?
One is more than I've done in the last month and a half. So
that is not hustle mentality. There we go.
I'm really good at posting. Well, wait. Well, but it's got to be live. So I do my workout videos, but those aren't live.
Just be guys, you're going to come with me on the last 2 minutes of this workout and just go live. How long is it taking you to chop all those videos up and make it a post? 20 minutes? Just go live and let us be with you the last 2 minutes, and it's done, man. And
here's the thing. I met you in January, and you're a wild cat, girl. I don't know why you're not on live more. Friends would just eat you up.
When I met you, I had not ever done live. So I'm branching out now.
I'm
it was
doing
an awesome call
every day in my freemium, and so it's so hard to then make time to go live in my regular page because I'm trying.
That's an excuse. That is an excuse.
Well, that's live. I am going live.
Make a video that you can use for both. Everyone hold up their fingers right away and smile. Okay. Okay. So what, you actually bring up a good point. I will say this. I just got done doing my second freemium that I love. It's called Total Body. It's got a meal plan, it's got recipes, and I do a workout each day. And I was having so much anxiety about the working out part. And what I ended up doing was I filmed myself doing workouts. Now, I will admit, I did it on my leg page because I knew not as many people would be watching. And I did the workouts over the course of a couple of months where literally I'd be okay, everyone, I'm about to do my workout. I'm I'll stop and talk to them every so often, but I do my 30-minute workout. And then what you can do is in a freemium, I don't even have to YouTube it because it's so long. I don't even think I have that kind of storage on my iPhone to download a 30-minute video. But because it's on my Facebook page, now I can take the link to that workout, and that's what I use for my freemiums. So now when I've got this freemium and I'm doing workouts, I just take the link to the actual workouts that I've already done live on Facebook. It bumps those posts. Every time I do the freemium, people are commenting on it. So all of a sudden the post gets bumped again. I sort of cringe every time that happens, but it's happening. And I'm not having to do all these videos because we want to keep duplicating efforts, right? That's what working smart is about. So in all honesty, think about things if you know this fall you're going to do a crock pot challenge, the next time you do something in the crock pot, just go live as you're throwing it all together and stick it on your Facebook page. And then when you do a freemium, go back and get that link. the way you do it is like you scroll and you find it in Facebook, and then when you click on the date, like, you know, it says like the post, like your name, and then it has the date, like January 28th. When you click on January 28th, the actual navigation bar changes to like, you highlight that, and that is the link to get to that post. Took me years to figure that out. So then you can use those links just over and over and over again, and it just rebirths those posts. So that's Tracy's tip for Tuesday, but it's Wednesday.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. For real though. Okay, that's a millennial hashtag. For real though. For real though is what they're saying. For real though. Have you seen that? It's a hashtag for real. It's for real dough. For real dough. DOE. For real dough.
You are way more advanced than we are.
No, it's just what millennials do. It's all learning about millennials.
Baby, clickbait.
All right, guys, that was awesome.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
Good job with your slides too.